I'm sorry, but it just can kids today bake pumpkin pies? What the hell? It's just like, how do you make half a pumpkin pie anyway? Oh, but I wish there was more detail. Details, details, details. November 18th, 1980. 8:27 a.m. I want to capture this mood now. I know it will be good for you to remember, Kent. I won't try to explain it because that would be a job and a half. Maybe this is one of those things I shouldn't worry if I can't get. Kent, the feeling put down because I'll always have feelings anytime. I shouldn't try to hang on to one. It started snowing last night, and when I got up for school, the ground was all virgin white and calm. It was beautiful. As it went, there was no school, and the snow is really coming down. You know the feeling? Anyway, the point is I have the grand chance to call Lisa Brady up and invite her down for some snow fun and whatever else happens. I know something will happen, and where the feelings run high in whether I want it or not. I really don't know what to do, and I'm royally confused. I hope I captured enough because I won't try to write anymore. More later today. 5:49 p.m., same day. And now here comes that more. Anyway, I ended up wanting to go out and live it up in the snow. Joe said, let's play some Army. We're real childish at times. Wait, he is. I happen to go along with him. I then got a big idea to call up all the people around the so-called neighborhood and see if I could get a big snow war going. I called up Tate Shabbat and had him call everybody else to come down to my house for some fort building and snowball throwing. So at about 12, we had everyone together. Until then, though, I had called up Lisa to see what she was doing. I, of course, felt not as nervous to say we were going to have a snow war, and that was my reason for calling. She said all right and said she would call back. So at 12, I hopped on my RM and did a little snow riding and also went up the road to see who was coming. This was after I had called Lisa up again to tell her to start her way to my house. I met everyone and then went up the road to see if Lisa was coming. She wasn't, so I went back and caught up with everyone else. We all went back up to the road to get some more bodies, and Joe and I walked up to the road to meet Lisa. She never showed up, so we had our own war without her. I'm going to have to talk to her on the bus. We built our forts and had a war. Joe and I were on the same team with others against Tate and Lauren and their crew. We quit around 3, and I had hot dogs for lunch. Joe, Dan, and I played a game of life. Joe won. I then grabbed some crackers and laid down in my room on my bed and thought mainly of the whole bit with Lisa. A while, I got up and got the mail. It was dark, and I slapped on boots and a jacket, which held nothing for me. I grabbed some more crackers, ate them as I laid down again, but finished to get up and write in this notebook. The rest of the day I will write letters and do homework. So until I write again tomorrow, so long. November 19th, 1980. Nothing really happened today to rave about. Things in school were, I bombed Lisa Sitzer and Amy with snowballs as we were walking back from lunch across the yard. Also in biology, I got a 93 on that big test everyone thought they failed. Everyone almost did. There were a few 91s and 89s, but I had the highest grade. I really felt proud in class today. Remember, Kent? On the bus ride home, Denise and Tina started picking on Lisa Brady. That involved me because if they did anything else to her, I was going to step in and defend Lisa. It's all a big story filled with mixed loyalties, and I'm not writing it out. I lifted after talking with Joe after school today. Did my homework, then got stuck talking to Chris on the phone with Joe. Did I tell this? Kim and Chris want to take Joe and I to the movies Friday. The whole thing, I'm afraid, is only to give Chris the chance to get her hands on me. She's got a she's got the hots for me. So everyone tells me. I'm just going to have to let her know nothing will happen between us. I'm making my first rejection before I make my first move toward a girl. Ugh. Something feels really strange, and something's going to happen between my and my female I know. Let's just see what happens. Laters. I got a little note here on the top. She's really a plump one, not exactly my dream girl. P.S. Last night I wrote Ellen back. I kept the first copy of the letter. Let's see what she says back. Oh, well, that answers the question. Why do I have two copies? Why did I have the letter that I sent back to Ellen in yesterday's episode? Well, there you go. It's because I was in the habit of writing out two letters, sometimes committed to the journaling and its close cousin, the letter writing. Let's move on. November 20th, 1980. Let's see, what happened in school? The only thing is at lunch, that girl Chris was hanging around me with her friends. Miss Magdalene, she's the student teacher in biology, praised me today on how well I do in biology and said how the class I'm in holds me back from doing my best. She did this in front of a few of my classmates, which got me in the spot. I had to explain to her my position with others so she would give me any compliments personally later on. She is young and still associates with others very informal. I'd like to get to know her better. I think I can know a few things about people. I think I can learn a few things about people. Am I talking about hitting on my substitute teacher in biology? Maybe. Also, I feel I'm involved with a real problem on the bus. It's a big fight. Things going on between Joe and Denise. She hates him and he's trying to ignore her, but she's causing trouble. She is a real problem, and my problem is holding back from telling her what the problem is and to cut it out. It will end in my feelings or a fight. I know that. I ate when I got home from school and had a good talk with Joe about the problem with Denise. I don't even want to think of her. There's so much negativity involved. Anyway, I then did my homework and listened to tunes until the parents came home. Ellen's friend called up to tell me she got my letter and to say hi. I talked with Marta a while, then gave Ellen a hi message back. I was talking to a girl who knows Ellen today. She said Ellen was a slut and a sleaze and all these other bad things. I listened interestedly and then told the girl I was talking to that I got a letter from Ellen. Ellen, the girl I was talking to. Eileen, oh man, these names. Eileen, the girl I was talking to, got all embarrassed and was sorry for saying those things. I assured her I'd do the same things and that I didn't mind and she shouldn't feel so bad. So I talked with my father and Joe before and during supper about stuff. Ate home, came to write, and am leaving. Good night. November 21st, 1980, 8:19 p.m. I'll get this entry out of the way now so the rest of my evening is free. Not that I have a lot to do, it's just because I'm supposed to be going out tonight. Going out tonight will be a hassle enough for me, so I don't want I didn't want any extra chores like writing. What's happening is Joe and I are going to the movies with his friends Kim and Chris. However, Chris is going because she's got a crush on me and thinks I'm going to be her date. I have a strong know-how, though, that she will be coming on to me, and I will explain to her we will only be friends. You understand the situation? I just don't know how I got into it. I won't go into any more explanation because I'll end up making a bigger deal than it all is. Most of my paranoia is made up because they might not even call up to go. See the time already? And the movie starts at 9:10. I might be off the hook. And Joe was laughing at my predicament. What really made things all messed up tonight is Ellen's friend called again to ask for Ellen if by any chance I would be home tonight. I almost passed out. I couldn't believe the situation. It turned out that she only wanted to call me up. It turned out that she only wanted to call me up at around 7. She did this from her school collect, which I accepted. She sounds kind of dippy on the phone, but that would be from talking on the phone in her school halls during a basketball game, and also because she was talking to me for the first time. I didn't know what to say, so I didn't sound like Mr. Romantic either. Well, see how it goes. School today was very regular. Joe and I did the upside down full cup trick today in lunch. Fuck. It's 9:29. What? All right, what the hell is going on here? I'm going out to the movies on a double date with Joe, with a girl he likes and that girl's best friend who likes me. But I'm uncomfortable because I don't want to go, and I'm beside myself. But you know what the hell, we're gonna go. But that same evening, I get a collect, because in upstate New York, you call across counties. It was considered a long-distance phone call. So yeah, I remember now. I got a collect call from Chatham, New York, and it's Martha calling on behalf of Ellen, the girl I got the letter from in yesterday's episode, asking if I was busy that night. What the hell? I didn't realize it but at a 15-year-old kid, it's just all about girls. I mean, you got going on a double date, got girl calling. What I remember about my teens was that I was lonely. I didn't have a girlfriend. I wanted to have a girlfriend, but I wasn't suffering for attention. I was suffering for connection. Because in previous episodes, I'm writing all about the love that I want, the style of the interaction, the connection. It ain't about the quantity, it's about the quality. Let's carry on. God damn. Oh yeah, I was frustrated, clearly. They just called and Joe said, yeah, come and get us. And we're fucking going. Damn, nothing else happened today. The day sucked. Poor baby. Girl troubles. November 22nd, 1980, 9 p.m. First of all, I should explain what happened last night and about my rude exclamations. Just as I was getting ready to go to bed and thought they weren't going to call, they did. Joe said we'd be ready, so that's what we had to do. They came and got us, and we went to the movies, then Burger King, then to the bowling alley to get a ride home from Chris's father. Chris wanted me all night, but I don't want to be that way. Chris wanted me all night, but I don't want to be that way with her. But Kim was flirting with me to the max, which really turned me on. Joe and I had a big talk about what we could do with Kim. I'm not even going to figure that out. Today I got up at 11:30 and made French toast while Joe got up. I then spent my day cleaning the house until Sue took Joe and I into the shopping center to do shopping. Joe and I did our walking around and poking out and spocking out and making foolish things happen, like crashing into the shelves with the grocery cart. We had a good time, which was a long time, because we got back at 7:30 p.m. I helped put away the goods, then went downstairs to stretch and do my weightlifting. I came up and had supper and took a bath. Joe, with his now with his new film, and Flash snapped a pic of me in the tub. I'm going to get that one from him. I then had a beef with Joe in his room for a while. Then I did entry. I then had a beer stolen from the fridge with Joe in his room for a while. Then I did this entry. I'm now going to go brush my teeth and go to bed. Hey, I was a busy kid, No joke, no slacking. Going out all day, coming back, doing chores, evening. I'm still doing my stretching and my weightlifting, and then I'll have time to steal a beer and kick it back before writing the entry. Stay productive, my friends. That's all I can tell you. That's what a Tao Mail does. November 23rd, 1980. Got up at 10:30 today. Had Cheerios, messed around, then started to think of what to do to improve the sound system in my room. It's Sunday, dude. A day of rest. And you wake up and the first thing you're thinking about is like how to improve the sound system. I ended up hanging the speakers from the wall and setting up my stereo and cinder blocks. Setting up the stereo on cinder blocks. I then cleaned up and put my clothes away. Snacked, then attempted my homework and got successful. I worked on my math while Joe recorded off my stereo. I did some other stuff, then went downstairs to stretch out and take pictures of Joe working out and all. Came up, took bath, watched Cosmos, and had supper. Sat around and talked with Joe and did some recording of positive and negative attitudes, as I did some more of my homework at the kitchen table. Got all that done and did this entry. Good night. By as means was that all I did. By no means is that all I did today. I just make skimpy entries because it's late. Wow, dude, you're really slacking. By no means is that all you did today. What is with this kid's obsession with being busy and productive? November 24th, 1980, 6:19 p.m. Had a tough time getting up this morning. I had those strange dreams about my clock as it was sounding off to get me up. I did all my usual school morning preparations and went out to wait for the OK orange crate. The old orange crate. That's the bus, the orange bus, orange crate. It was raining and crummy this morning and has been that way all day. Nothing special on the bus ride. There wasn't anything different about school aside from usual different feelings and ideas I get when I'm around so many other people. Third period, I found out about a patriotic essay contest that was held on what you believe democracy is and all that stuff. I would have done it if I had known. Take coulda, woulda, shoulda in one hand and a dime in the other, and you can make a phone call. I got a letter from my mother and return letter from Ellen G., my blonde admirer. Not totally blind, though. I met her once before. My blind admirer. I should make a essay I should make an essay on here to practice my writing abilities. Just my creative work. Oh my God. Anyway, back to Ellen. I have to write those back. After I got home from school, Sue stayed home from work. A little while later, a guy came to the door who needed help getting his car off the side of the road, the dirt road behind our house. I tried to find a tow number but couldn't, so I got Joe and we tried to push him out of the mud. He ended up walking to Joe's body shop and asking for a tow. Joe and I then did our workout for a good long while. Came up out of the cellar, chatted. I took a bath, hung around kitchen, then came in my room, picked a few pimples, then started off in this book. I'm being called for supper. I have to start writing more about my feelings and philosophies. This book is a waste without them. November 25th, 1980, 9:38 p.m. I only have 15 minutes to write because I've got 3 apple pies in the oven and the timer ticking away on my dresser. My first comment is, I promised myself I would start up again writing special ideas and feelings down. Well, I'm just mentioning that to keep it in mind to start because I want to do any, I don't want to do any tonight. I dislike, though, planning when I think something because that doesn't let me be creative when I want to and whatever and whenever. Anyway, I have to get moving. Got up late this morning, but still got a return letter off to my mother. I wrote before going out to the bus. School wasn't so great today because I spent the day just waiting for it and vacation starting now. When I get home, clean up the kitchen, ate, and is going to get a different clothes on. This is just more blah blah for the day. Can't even read it. Moving on. Did more stuff. Busy little boy. November 26th, 1980, 10:46 p.m. Today I got up around 9:30, put on a pair of pants, and went out in the kitchen to eat breakfast. I read a note from Sue, who was at work, saying to please bake the pumpkin pies for tomorrow. So I made 2.5 pumpkin pies, then had breakfast with Joe, who had gotten up. I'm sorry, but it just, can kids today bake pumpkin pies? What the hell? It's just like, yeah, sure, stepmom, I'll whip up 2.5 pumpkin. How do you make half a pumpkin pie anyway? Oh, I'm telling you, this is good journal writing, and I was new at it, but I wish there was more detail. That's just going to improve my journal writing now. Details. This list of what was done is boring as... Anyway, I had poached eggs first in a long while, and some other odds and ends. Then the rest of the day I took apart my RM and cleaned it up, and I'll have to finish putting it back together tomorrow. I then made myself hot dogs and talked with Joe about doing weightlifting tomorrow since the basement's all cluttered up. I ate my hot dogs, watched a little TV with Joe in his room while goofing around before going out in the den to watch Facts of Life in color, which happens to be my main topic tonight. Oh, I need a fresh page to start. Is this going to be interesting? I'm picking the phrases of my description very carefully as not to get overworked in it. Okay, come on, Kent. Let's hear some good journal writing. I'm in one of those frustrated situations where I want to describe something very well and include everything, but can't. I want to say how beautiful someone is and condense my feelings into one easy sentence, but then I think that's so old and I do it all the time, which would make you think that those situations are very frequent and not special. Well, I am going to tell about someone I have strong emotions for, but I don't want it to seem like a spur-of-the-moment thing and not special. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yet another new girlfriend, which I'm afraid is due to the fantasy of it all. Anyway, the girl I see on the show, Facts of Life, is she is a goddess descent from the universe. She is so physically attractive. I automatically go into dreams of personalizing with her and finding her to be the most spiritually attractive person I've ever conceived of. I am so overwhelmed by this girl that I lose all sense of what is good or bad. I don't care. And right or wrong. I lose all reasonable thinking and think up of a life with her without examining the consequences which make my thinking dreams bad in the end. After all, dreams can come true. I really have a desire for her that is like a desire for any luscious female. But this one is different because I look at it as a challenge. A challenge is something that can be done, and this is what makes me attracted to her unique, because I can actually contact her. And I would, which means I'll start planning the way. Oh! I can't get over her. What I would give. All this is pretty stupid, though, because it is quite far-fetched and wondrous. I don't see how genetics could do such a marvelous task and produce a human like that. By the way, her name is Lisa Whelchel, and she plays Blair on Facts of Life. Ah! It's a TV crush!